Talk about our top story. The governing party says it's noted the Constitutional Court's judgment. This court has found that former President Jacob Zuma is in contempt of court and has sentenced him to 15 months in jail. The ANC acknowledging this is a difficult period, as they put it, and is calling for calm amongst its members. That is a good call. The incident has added to the ANC's growing list of internal fights, though, that are very much public after suspended Secretary General Ace Magashule taking the party to court. Well, let's unpack just a little bit more as to how the governing party is going to handle this. Professor Lesiba Teffo, political analyst, joining us. Professor Teffo, it's always a pleasure having you with us. And I imagine if ever you were to see a political party walking on eggshells around the public and around the courts, major courts in the country, I imagine this would be that moment for the ANC.
Well, it certainly is. But luckily for them, it has been coming for quite some time indeed. So emotionally, physically, empirically, they should have prepared for it. Yes, you cannot predict with absolute certainty, but I don't want to assume that they can pretend that this moment was not looming, and with possible consequences, with various scenarios for which they should and they must have prepared.
Let's talk about the preparation as far as the man who is now the ANC president, the country's president, and let's not forget the deputy president under Jacob Zuma back in the day as well. How much should he be saying, this as in Ramaphosa, how much should Ramaphosa be saying as A, the party president, and B, the country president? This must be very difficult for him to walk this tight line.
True. True, simply because he has been there with him. And in the same way that we tend to talk about the 9 wasted years as almost bracketing him out, which is not correct. So one or another, yes, he has been part of it. One or another, he must be wear the head of the cap of the head of the ANC and try to contend with the ructions that are bound to be there, while at the same time assuring the state that he is in charge. Never underestimate the influence that Jacob Zuma still has, the support that he still has. However, they can only do so much and no further. My view is human beings follow follow power wherever it goes. He doesn't wield as much power as he has yesterday. Neither has he got the goodies in his bag that would attract people to him. But still, don't underestimate that. I'm just trusting and hoping that he will find it within his heart that please allow me to go in there, serve my time, and if I conduct myself well, in about 4 months' time, I will be back home. And indeed, if we were to go to Uganda, for that matter, he will hear in the morning the birds of his surrounding chap. He will see the valleys and the mountains every morning or during the day. So psychologically, that also might be less impactful. But yes, I say all this with a heavy heart, because this is a man who has done so much for his country, who lost his youth to the service of his country. Yet at the same time, like many typical African leaders, he succumbed before the god of money.
What do you think this is going to do for the ANC and the factionalism we're going to see within the ANC? It's been prevalent for years now, hasn't it, Professor, as we head to local government elections later this year, if they do happen, and obviously general elections later. The factions within the ANC either very much for Cyril Ramaphosa or against him, i.e. de facto being for the former President Jacob Zuma. How dangerous is this for the ANC as a party and the splits it could cause?
The split, I'm not sure of that. Many people have learned some lessons. It's not easy to form a political party, especially as a breakaway faction. But maybe if you are issue-based, born out of the necessity on the ground, vis-a-vis walking away because you are angry, disenchanted and dissatisfied, because perhaps you have lost out on certain things. People are less tempted now to join you. But yes, for the ANC as the ANC, it will take some knock. But not that much, I say, simply because Africans don't really, in the main,
Yeah.
base their votes on policies, on issues, historical sentiments, regional and personal loyalties. What is in it for me? The politics of the stomach, right? That tends, I mean, I don't say ANC, I'm saying African in general. Because even the worst characters will always find their way to the top or even to the state house simply because of what they can offer. How else do you explain, right? People of Cameroon voting an old man who can hardly walk at 90 into office. How else can you explain people of Zimbabwe voting a man of 91, hoping to give him another 5-7 years to lead the country? That mindset has to change, and it has to start now.
Let's talk about another big issue, Prof. Just before I let you go, I'm sorry to cut you off. I just want to get your thoughts on Ace Magashule, just very quickly before I say goodbye to you as well. It's one of the other issues the ANC are going to have to deal with as well now, and obviously all eyes very much on the ANC, how they handle the Jacob Zuma issue, but now it's also going to reflect on how they handle the Ace Magashule issue. Final minute to you, Prof, is yours.
Well, they will have to tread with great circumspection when it comes to Magashule and them. Because all that this case says, we are all equal before the law. I think we can bracket now George Orwell saying some are more equal than others. For now, at least, let's say we are all equal before the law. And this has sent the fear of the Lord to those that have been found on the wrong side of the law. It's not only Ace, by the way. You have Mkhize on the line. You have got many others who have been implicated. And those who are seen to be in the Ramaphosa case, lo and behold, they are going to be challenged in the main now that we have got this judgment. And it doesn't augur well for the ANC as the ANC. Magashule may be an easy target as we tend to make him, but he's not alone in this. There are many more. And this precedent for me is good because it's the one that maybe some years back we may look back and say that was the turning point that saved South Africa while it was on the precipice.
Prof, I appreciate your time in speaking to us this morning. Political analyst Lesiba Teffo speaking to us about the upcoming jail sentence for the former president, Jacob Zuma, also Ace Magashule, and touching on as well. I was going to ask him about that, as well, eNCA and the SIU report. I appreciate your time this morning, Prof.